big topic this offseason has been quarterbacks getting paid as well. So you've got guys like Mahomes who, they're getting paid a lot of money, but it's like over 10 years. So he's willing to kind of like, take some here or there to kind of like adjust the cap for that particular year to maybe sign a guy, give a guy extra money, make that guy happy. Because, happy teammates make everyone happy. You want to win. And they like the quarterback taking, potential pay cuts. You look at Tom Brady, that was a big thing for his success as well. So I mean, with the quarterbacks, I mean, Mahomes is obviously really good. He deserves everything and more. But you also have guys that barely sniff the playoffs, or they've got one playoff win, two playoff appearances, that sort of thing. It makes me think of Kirk Cousins. It's like, he's a perennial, like, I don't know, like good teams, good records. They don't do anything with them when it really matters. I mean, I think overall it's just like that's how the market is. I mean, TP was talking about this earlier offline, but just it all depends on, just what teams are willing to do, just overall. But I think it's really just teams are going to pay for mediocrity. You got to have a quarterback in this league. So, I mean, how are you guys feeling about that? I think the quarterbacks are just I don't
You
think
know,
they're paid. I think they're paid right just based off of like the market. You got to have a guy that can be competent and throw no matter what.
yeah, I mean, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but you got to it goes back, it is what it is, man. Do you want to pay, some of these high-end backups, Brissett, Dalton, you want to protect your investments, you don't want to lose your season if worst possible scenario, your quarterback goes down. So yeah, you try and cash in on their rookie contracts, but you got to pay them. I mean, they're trying to hold a cap hostage, but I know Hefe has a little 2 cents on that though.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys that are up there getting paid that aren't in the Super Bowl, aren't getting to championship games in the playoffs. I mean, uh, I'm with Mahomes and Brady. You see them winning rings, you share the wealth, man. Get it done for your teammates. That's how it's done. Obviously, like look at their success. Copy and paste.
Where I agree with pay cuts, because I mean, I've always said, at least with as far as like basketball, where they're able to distribute the money. There's a lot of money out there on the court. You take a pay cut when you can, but when we're looking at the way the game is played now, and stated earlier, you have to have a quarterback that is going to get the job done. The AFC stacked full of quarterbacks. The NFC, your best quarterbacks. I mean, your best teams, they do have a quarterback that is efficient for the most part. This isn't the Ravens 2000. This isn't the 2000 Ravens where, you have one of those one of a kind defenses and a decent quarterback. You know what I mean? You have to have a good quarterback to get it done. Um, Patrick Mahomes, what's his name? What's the boy? Joey Burrow, Josh Allen. These guys are either at the Super Bowl, sniffing the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, even though I hate to say it, but these guys have it's a two-sided game now. Elite quarterback, elite defense, and that's just what it boils down to. With the exception of maybe that Bengals team when they went to the Super Bowl, their defense wasn't elite, but Jerry Burrow, and them boys, we've seen it. So
You have your outliers, though. I don't think that defense was a slouch though.
no, 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 I wasn't. No, I definitely wasn't saying they were a slouch by any means, but they're not like a San Francisco or I mean even Kansas City's defense. They're not elite, but it boils down to who the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, arguably the most talented quarterback we've seen. So Joey Burrow,
Arguably,
arguably Joey Burrow.
allegedly.
But you don't think he's the best? Like you think there's an argument?
No, 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 no. I 1000% think that he's the best. I'm not gonna say he's the best all time yet, but
I think he's the most talented that we've seen.
yeah, no, he's a different guy. But I mean, there are selfish quarterbacks, guys like Aaron Rodgers, but I have my own feelings about Aaron Rodgers. As a Cowboys fan,
I
we're
don't
not
I
gonna
don't think
really.
anyone in this podcast can positively talk about Aaron Rodgers.
I like
Nah, nah.
I like how he plays as a player. Everything else, like what he's done to the Dallas Cowboys year in year out, hate him.
Nicest thing I can say about Aaron is I like how he goes to his retreats and makes his decisions. I definitely that's really I like that. That's cool. I respect that.
But
Other
even
than
other
that,
court,
yeah.
I was just gonna say like even other quarterbacks that haven't made the Super Bowl like Lamar Jackson. You have to pay Lamar Jackson. He's an MVP. You don't want the Ravens to keep continuously having to rebuild until you draft a quarterback. It's like how often do you draft one of those like generational talents or quarterbacks that really will get you over the top time in and time day in and day out. So I think you do have to pay the quarterback, man. I don't think I don't think there's an inflation. I mean, obviously the market's going to reset itself. That's economics 101, but each quarterback's going to get paid when their time is due. But I don't think it's a bad thing. That's the name of the game on the offense. You have to have an elite quarterback or a serviceable quarterback rather.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to pay them guys no matter what. And if they meet certain metrics, like you just have to pay them. Like the MVP, you've got to pay that guy certain amount of money, certain amount guaranteed, whatever the case might be.